Lads and ladies, welcome to a new video. And today, another predictions video today. We're doing League 1 and League 2 because there's midweek games going on in League 1 and 2 for this week. So, but before I get into this then, I just want to thank you for the support on the last video. More than 5,000 views, absolutely incredible. And fair play to the Stoke fans who have commented on my video, you know, saying good luck for the season, and of course I replied to most of them. So thank you very much for that support, and let's hope I can keep it up, or you lads and ladies can keep it up throughout this season. But anyway, let's get straight into it and let's get on with these predictions then. So first up then, we have AFC Wimbledon against Cardiff City. Now, this is an interesting game, to be honest, because Wimbledon have not been playing bad at all. In their last game, they beat Reading 2-1, and they actually played really well, so fair play to them. And of course, with Cardiff, they beat Rotherham 3-0, which was a pretty easy win for them. This could be a really good game, to be honest. I probably would consider watching this game. It's on Sky. All of these games on Tuesday night are on Sky Sports Plus, and there's 2 games and 1 is on main event. But if I were to pick a game I'd probably watch this one. But yeah, it's an interesting one to call. I think Cardiff might just edge it though, because they're a very good team. 2nd against 10th. Like I said, it'd be a tough match, but I think Cardiff might just have the upper hand in this one. So I'm going to go 2-1 Cardiff. Next up then, we've got Huddersfield in 7th against Doncaster in 5th. A Yorkshire derby. Oh, this will be a good game. 7th against 5th, like I said. In terms of last week, Huddersfield lost 3-2 to Blackpool. Now, considering Blackpool haven't been doing very well recently, that's a bit embarrassing, to be fair. Donny drew to Wycombe 1-1. They could have easily won that game, but I'm sure they'll take a draw. Anyway, they're still in 5th, so they can't complain about that. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling that Doncaster might win this game. I don't know why. I think Doncaster are doing really well this season, and I feel like they can carry on this good form going into this game. And again, it's another game I might actually watch. There's 2 really good games that we started with. I might consider watching. But for me, I think again, same as the first game, I predicted Wimbledon and Cardiff. We'll go 2-1 again to Doncaster. Next up then, we have Luton in 9th against Wigan in 8th. Very interesting game, this one. Luton lost to Bradford 2-1 last weekend. So, well, fair play to Bradford. You managed to beat probably the best team in this league. But Luton, I've got a feeling you may go downhill, but who knows. Wigan got a very good win last weekend. They beat Peterborough quite comfortably 2-0. So, you know what? I'm expecting Wigan to actually win this game. I know Luton are a very good team. They're guaranteed to win this league. But I think Wigan will beat them. I think I'm going to go for 2-0 Wigan for me. Next up then, we have Mansfield against Blackpool, 16th against 17th. Both of these teams won last weekend. Obviously, with Mansfield beating Exeter 2-1. And obviously Blackpool beating Huddersfield 3-2. And considering the form Blackpool were on, that's a good result for them. And it will lift them away from the relegation zone, where they really shouldn't be, really, with the manager and Steve Bruce. He really should be doing better with Blackpool at the moment. It's only a couple of games in, so I'm sure the wins will start coming in eventually, which has already been a good start with Huddersfield. I don't know why I think Mansfield might win. You know, Mansfield are not actually that bad at home. And when they play a big side, they do tend to perform sometimes. So I'm actually going to go for a 1-0 Mansfield win. Next up then, Northampton in 23rd against Lincoln in 11th. Northampton absolutely dire. Last weekend they lost 2-0 to Stevenage. But Stevenage, to be fair, are a very, very good team. We'll talk about them in a little bit a while on. Lincoln beat Plymouth 3-2. I think they were already 3-0 up. And then Plymouth ended up scoring 2 goals back, but it weren't enough to get a result for Plymouth. I just think Lincoln will batter these. I think Northampton are absolutely awful. So I think Lincoln will win 3-1. Next up then, Peterborough, bottom of the table, against Barnsley in 3rd. Now, Peterborough, obviously, I've said they lost 2-0 to Wigan. Barnsley was so unlucky. Obviously, they got that red card, and then Bolton ended up making it 1-1. So that were pretty unlucky for them. I can't see anything more than just a Barnsley win. Peterborough are just awful. They could potentially go down. I mean, I did predict them to finish 18th, but I could be wrong if Peterborough don't pick up some form here. So, I think Barnsley will win 3-0. Next up, we have Plymouth against Leyton Orient, 22nd against 14th. This is another side that needs to start picking up, in their form. Obviously, they lost 3-2 to Lincoln. Leyton Orient managed to get a good comeback against Stockport. I think they were 2-2. Let me have a look. It was 2-2. Yep, it was 2-2. I think, for me, Leyton Orient will win this game. I think they'll win 2-1. Next up, then, we have Port Vale, 19th, Stevenage, top of the table. Fair play to Stevenage. You played absolutely brilliant at the moment. 3 wins from 3, but can this be a 4th? This will be a good watch, you know. Port Vale are not a bad side, and they didn't play that bad either last weekend. Of course, they drew 0-0 to Burton, but Burton have been playing well recently. So that's a good result for both sides. I've obviously said about Stevenage beating Northampton 2-0. For me, I think Stevenage will keep the extended... I think they will extend their unbeaten run to 4 wins in a row. And I think they will win 2-0. Rotherham and Burton are not playing this weekend due to Tranmere due to Tranmere and Burton in the EFL Cup. So we move straight on to Stockport against Bradford, 4th against 6th. This is going to be a very good game. Very, very good game. Stockport drew to Leyton Orient 2-2, like I've already said. Bradford with a fantastic win against Luton. So, like I said, this will make out to be a very, very good match. I've got to feel... yes, Stockport are a very good team. We saw that last season, and we've seen it this season. But I've got a feeling Bradford might win this game. I think they'll have that winning mentality in this game. And I think they're just going to win. Just 2-1. Next up then, Wycombe in 20th against Exeter in 15th. I don't know how this game's going to go. This could be a very boring game. Wycombe obviously drew to Doncaster 1-1. And then Exeter, they lost to Mansfield 2-1. So not great for either sides. But Wycombe, I'm sure they'll take a point against Donny, considering how bad they've been at the moment this season. I think they'll continue that bad form, and I think Exeter will win 1-0. So to wrap up League One then, our Wednesday night game, which is on main event, Bolton against Reading, 13th against 23rd. And I think this will be an interesting one, because Bolton, last weekend, they drew to Barnsley, and Reading, they lost to AFC Wimbledon. And they didn't play well, Reading, at all. So, what I make of this is, I think Bolton will win this game. I don't think it'll be comfortably, but I think Bolton will win. Because they got a good point against Barnsley. Barnsley have not been bad at all this season, so it's a very good point for Bolton. And I think Bolton will win 2-1. So to kickstart League 2 then, we have Newport against Salford, 15th against 8th. Now, Newport, they lost to Grimsby 2-1. Grimsby are a very good team, and we'll talk about them a little bit later on. Salford beat Accrington 2-1, and Accrington are awful anyway, so a good result for Salford, an easy one as well. I've got a feeling that this might be a draw, so I'm actually going to predict the draw for this game. I'm going to go 1-1. Next up, we have Bristol Rovers against Oldham, 21st against 17th. Both teams lost last weekend. Bristol Rovers lost 2-1 to Chesterfield, and Oldham lost 2-1 to Swindon. So both teams lost, so they'll want to get back into this. And both of these teams, Oldham have struggled, but I'm sure they'll get back into it eventually. Bristol Rovers have lost the last 4 games, that I think includes friendlies. So, for me, I think Bristol Rovers will just win 1-0. Next up then, we have Cheltenham against Bromley, bottom of the table against 11th. Cheltenham, they lost 5-0 to MK Dons. Don't know how that happened. Bromley, they drew to Fleetwood 2-2. They were winning until Fleetwood scored a last-minute equaliser, so that was a little bit gutting for them. But Bromley are doing well anyway, and I think they will win this game. I'll go 2-0 to Bromley. Next up, we have Colchester against Cambridge, 10th against 14th. Colchester beat Shrewsbury 2-0, good win for them. And then Cambridge, they drew to Harrogate 1-1. And I think they were winning this game until Harrogate scored. And then it finished 1-1. For me, I think... no, I think Cambridge will win this game. I was going to say Colchester, but I'll say Cambridge will win this game 2-1. Next up then, we have Crawley 23rd against MK Dons in 3rd. Once again, Crawley have been absolutely dire. Lost 1-0 to Crewe, and then MK Dons, obviously, they won 5-0 against Cheltenham. So Crawley, they're not really coming into this game as favourites, obviously, because they've lost the last 5 games still. Got into the last 5 games. And MK Dons have been doing well recently. Maybe predicting them 20th. I may regret that. So, oh well, we all make mistakes. For me, I think MK Dons will get another few goals here, 3-0. Next up, Fleetwood in 5th against Crewe, top of the table. This is going to be a very, very good game. Fleetwood, obviously, they drew to Bromley after getting a last-minute equaliser, so that was a very good result for them. And Crewe, they beat Crawley 1-0. Probably should have scored more goals considering how bad Crawley are, but they'll take it. The top of the table, so they can't complain about that. But I think they'll lose that spot because I think Fleetwood are going to win 2-1. Next up then, Gillingham in 13th against Chesterfield in 2nd place. My prediction is going very well for Chesterfield. Gillingham, they drew 1-1 against Tranmere. Good result for them. And Chesterfield, obviously, they beat Bristol Rovers 2-1. They were 1-0 up until Bristol Rovers did equalise, and then Chesterfield did score the winner. Anyway, for me, I think Chesterfield will carry on their form and win. They will go top of the table, and they will win 1-0. Next up, Harrogate against Barrow, 12th against 16th. Harrogate, they drew to Cambridge last weekend, and then Barrow, they got a win against Notts County, beating them 2-1. So both teams could do with a win here. And I think maybe whoever loses this game could be dragged into a relegation battle for me. But I think Barrow will win. I think they'll win 1-0. Next up then, Swindon against Barnet, 6th against 22nd. Swindon have been absolutely brilliant. They have been just getting win, loss, but I think that'll eventually change. They got a win against Oldham, they beat them 2-1, and Barnet, they were on the losing side, losing 2-1 to Walsall, but they can be a good team at times, Walsall, so they can't really complain too much. They didn't really get battered, but they've lost the last 4. They really could do a win in here, but they're not. Swindon are very good. They're going to win 3-1. Next up then, Walsall against Grimsby, 7th against 4th. This is a very, very tough game to call. I'm not sure whether it's on Sky Sports Plus or main event. I'm not sure. But it is an 8 o'clock kickoff on a Tuesday night. So who knows what this is on. I'll have to find out in a bit. But this will be, like I said, this will be really tough. Honestly, I can see this going either way, to be honest. But I'm not going to predict a draw because that would be boring. Grimsby have been very good recently. Obviously, they beat... Who did they beat? I just said who they beat. Oh yeah, Newport. They beat Newport 2-1. And Walsall, of course, they beat Barnet 2-1. Apologies, I forgot for some reason. I think Grimsby will win. I honestly think Grimsby will win 2-1. Next up then, our Wednesday night game, Notts County against Shrewsbury, 18th against 20th. No idea why this is on a Wednesday night. This is a very, very boring game to call. Both teams lost last week. Obviously, Notts County lost 2-1 to Barrow and Shrewsbury lost 2-0 to Colchester. Very boring game, 0-0. So I hope you lads and ladies did enjoy this prediction video once again. Just thought before I end this video, for the Huddersfield-Donny game, I did just say 2-1, but I meant to say for Doncaster, I forgot to say that, so I do apologise for that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.